H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of the day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today is Baby Friday. It's Thursday, but we call it our Baby Friday because we don't air on Friday. So guess what? This is our Friday, but let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now. Text, tag, and tell somebody about this show. Today, push the like button, the thumbs up. I'm going to have a special guest coming on a little bit later. A special guest that a lot of y'all, a young man who's been through the same thing that a lot of y'all y'all have been through. And it's just you might want to you might want to get to your friends and tell them anything about high school basketball. Listen, anything about high school basketball, college basketball, pro basketball. He done did each one of them at the highest level. And y'all gonna have an opportunity to ask questions. So listen, we can't have people this valuable on the show and not ask questions. That's gonna be a little bit later because today, let me just shout out to my starting five right now on YouTube. Let me get y'all in the building on YouTube. We got Jeremy Davis, Simeon Sims, Robert Young, and on Facebook, y'all share the show now. I'm just telling you. Did I? Yeah, I shared already. We got Daryl Anderson, Belinda Janica, Hey Belinda, Chris Charles, Dale Griggs. Who else? I just finished watching the show from yesterday, Area 29. Let's just say, hey, Chris, I've never been to those places. That's why what's Terrence Larkins? I see you out there speak when you come in the show. Say, what's up, Chop Shop, or something when you get in the building. Yesterday, the show ended, somebody I was talking about, Stephon Diggs like to hang out and go to adult places, and somebody said he need to go to Area 29. I ain't never heard of Area 29 in my entire life. But I know now. Thank y'all so much yesterday for that information about Area 29, and I didn't think about it again until you just brought it up. But the reason I want this show shared right now, this is a very, very, very special day for me. A very, very special day. It's this day, April the 4th. In 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. But also, a man died on that day, and his name is Adam Clayton Powell. And I just want to let people, that's the Adam Clayton Powell I'm talking about, Adam Clayton Powell Jr., that I'm talking about, one of the most unique and fascinating men that I've ever had a chance to talk about, read about. I mean, and I'm an avid reader. I believe you me, y'all. I'm well read, but he is the most fascinating man. What's up? That has moved it and made it safely to Phoenix. But this man. And I know y'all gonna see a lot of captions. Do me a favor, y'all gonna go to your social media, you're gonna see stuff about Martin Luther King, stuff about Martin Luther King died today, stuff April 4th. Y'all gonna see a whole lot about that. But my goal is to make sure you know about the accomplishment that this man did. I want y'all to juxtapose it, and I want y'all to make the parallel. Why wasn't this man talked about? Because that's what Joe Lewis and Jennifer, I've always said, why wasn't this man talked about more? Why? Johnny Arnett. Why? Walter Yates. Why? Thaddeus Moody. Taurus Lee. Why? When I finish telling you about this man's accomplishments, you gonna be wondering why, Sterling Creeks. And that's what I want, because that's what happened to me, Sterling. I said, why wasn't this man talked about? You follow me? It's amazing. I'm trying to see where I want to start with it. They just talk negative about. Thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the books that was written about him is out of print, right? What's up, Sean Pep? Sean Pep, you need to hear this. Your kids need to hear this. Because I had to teach my kids about it later. I didn't know about this. Don't think I'm some guy who know everything. No, I don't know where my quest for that happened to him. Because if I done told y'all the story before. I was going to New York every year. My son was playing in New York, and I was going up there every year. And I was passing by the Adam Clayton Powell, this building right here behind me. I passed by it a million times and didn't pay attention, didn't know who he was. And I don't know if it's the movie Godfather in Harlem. I don't know if it was that, or I know it was around the pandemic. And I heard somebody talk about him, and then I just first of all, ladies and gentlemen, he was a black congressman. Unlike Martin Luther King, he was in Congress. He was a preacher of Abyssinian Baptist Church. His father was the preacher first, and he took over in New York, in Harlem. Y'all got to hear this. This is unbelievable. And shout out to P.J. Henry. And shout out to John Urie. I'm dedicating this show to John Urie. This is Adam Clayton Powell's day on this show, but I'm dedicating this show to John Urie, and I'm going to tell you why a little bit later. I don't care what y'all said about him and what nobody said about him. I'm dedicated because he's done something. Let me tell you something. He is influenced. And then I'm going to get back to Adam Clayton Powell. Let me tell you why I had to stop. He has influenced two prominent players to attend the University of Memphis. I can't tell you nobody else in Houston that has ever done that. Nobody. Ever. Ever. So, but I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. John Urie, person y'all be talking about, the person who I mess with him. See, I can afford to mess with him. I know him. I can talk to him. But he is responsible for two great players, Jared Harris and PJ Haggerty, to come and go to Memphis. His relationships with the assistant coach is great, but let me tell y'all something. That does not go overlooked by Robert Hatter. Because all these other people who are always talking, Robert. See, his actions. See, a lot of people talk. Oh, I support Penny. I support lying their ass off. Excuse my language. That man right there, John Urie, that everybody be talking about, can't talk about him around me. Told y'all that with Jared Harris. He doubled down. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, because guess what? He showed nobody else in this basketball community. When I say nobody, I mean nobody has done what John Urie has done to impact people that I care about. Y'all hear? Are you hearing what I'm saying? And I want y'all to hear this, and this loud as clear. I don't want nobody to get this wrong, because people beeping. Nobody in this whole basketball, none of these guys, y'all talk about, brag. I talk about, brag about, and I give, I give everybody props on this show. I give everybody props on this show. Y'all already know it. This one individual in Houston, Texas, with 5 minutes, that shows me, look, I know that's your alma mater. I know that's your school, man. I know Penny's your dude. He going. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all better start watching people's actions. And I'm watching them. They think, yeah, I'm cool with everybody, but I'm watching them. Talk about John Uri and talk negative about him. I'm looking at you. If you send somebody somewhere. But let me get back to this. We'll get back to that. Because today is Adam Clayton Powell's day. Because a lot of y'all don't know him, and I didn't know about him, so I don't want nobody else to be like me. I don't want none of y'all to get this old and don't know who Adam Clayton Powell is. So text, tag, tell somebody right now, share the show, tell somebody to get on the show. Brian Boatwright, all your kids, everybody who's possible, who ain't working, to get on this show and put this in the earpiece, because I didn't know this. But he's a black congressman. He also pastored this huge Baptist church in Harlem called Abyssinia. All the things that were done, listen to me, in the civil rights movement, he had done in Harlem 20 years before that. The bus boycott, he wrote a book about it. Martin Luther King read his book. That's why he started the Montgomery boycott. That's where they got the strategies from. Adam Clayton Powell. He did it 20 years earlier. He boycotted against the buses in Harlem and against the public utilities in Harlem. But on this day, y'all gonna see all the Martin Luther King tweets, because he died on this day. But Adam Clayton Powell died on this day too. And I'm going to show you what he did for you. That's why them people, they ain't going to write about him. That's why we need to tweet about him. Everybody on here needs to tweet and post. Today is talk about Adam Clayton Powell. And his birthday is on November the 29th. I celebrate his birthday. Just real talk. Let me tell you something. He was first to use the black church as a political instrument as well as a spiritual institution. He had this "don't buy where you can't work" campaign. So if, let's say me, Alfio Beasy, all of us trying to go, Derek Lane, listen to this, young fella. My nephew know who he is. See, oh my God, you just made my day. Hold up. So watch this. Don't buy where you can't work. Let's say none of us can work in the Galleria. They wouldn't have no black person in the Galleria. Adam Clayton Powell did that. Let's not go in there. Let's not go in there. Nobody, we ain't working. We ain't coming in the Galleria until our black people are working here. Guess what? They missed that black money. So guess what? They had to hire people, right? Then Powell also, Powell. See, the Godfather of Harlem, I didn't like the Godfather of Harlem. I'm just going to let you know, Rob Young. I didn't like it. Because it depicted him as, I didn't like the way it depicted him. So I didn't like it. I don't give reverence to it. That's why I tell y'all, when y'all read these documentaries and look at this stuff, man, y'all don't go by what you see on these damn movies, because this is in somebody's mind that they're producing a movie. You never know who's in the writer's rooms. But forget Godfather of Harlem. I'm finna tell you this exactly happened. Forget what them people on HBO, Stars, or whatever, Showtime, forget what they wrote. And forget the show that they put on TV. Because that was some buffoonery. I didn't like it. So let me go there. So don't use that as a reference point. You can go look at it, but I want you to know these things about it. Maria and Sonia. I'm talking about Adam Clayton Powell. This is he died today. Martin Luther King died today. But see, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I'm so passionate about this shortly. Powell, probably more to me than any other African American, changed the 20th century for black people. But Robert, how? But Robert, why not? They're not talking about him. You got to ask them that question. And when I finish telling you story, you're gonna know why they didn't want him to know about. What, like I say, what we know as the civil rights movement, he did it 20 years before the civil rights movement. He did it all the stuff that he was doing in New York and Harlem. Martin Luther King used that. Adam Clayton Powell was responsible for blacks driving buses in Harlem 20 years before the Montgomery boycott. He led the boycott of Con Edison. Con Edison is like Reliant here that wouldn't hire blacks. So he had all the blacks cut off their lights on Tuesday night. They called it Black Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, and forced the utility company to hire the first blacks. Right? He told all the black people to pay your light bill in pennies, which jammed all the paying stations. So out of frustration, they hired the first black people at Con Edison. Think about his mind. Paying pennies, Eric Bowens. Paying pennies, Derek Elaine. Paying pennies, Robert Young. Paying pennies, Barry Young. Then they're gonna have to hire us. Let's keep going. Today, most Con Edison workers are black. That was a tribute to Adam Clayton Powell. But I ain't seen nobody tweet about his death today. I ain't seen, they tweeted about Martin Luther King. I'm gonna keep going. Can I go? Okay, let's see. He told, where was that? Hold up, the telephone company. In those days, went through the operator type switchboard system, right? So he jammed up the lines, had all at Harlem, jammed up the lines. Every time you dial, he said, call the operator. Call the operator. Dial the operator. And make her get you numbers to tie up the switchboards. So the people on Wall Street and other places in the city couldn't get their phone calls in just because the blacks had jammed up the phone lines. Are y'all hear me? Are y'all hear me? They didn't say this on Godfather Harlem. They didn't say nothing. They had him like a womanizing, chasing dude all up. They didn't do this on Godfather Harlem. Let me keep going. Then after that, they hired the first black as telephone operators because of Adam Clayton Powell in New York. When Martin Luther King started the Montgomery boycott, I'm going to repeat it again. He publicly said he learned the tactics reading a book called Marching Blacks by Adam Clayton Powell. Marching Black was written by Powell in 1944. Civil rights movement was in the 60s. Ladies and gentlemen, they ain't going to tell you that on the Godfather Harlem. That's why I'm telling you, Rob. Rob, I was using your comment as an example to tell people don't be watching these shows thinking they're going to tell you the truth. Not only did it outline the civil rights movement, but in the early 40s, when most blacks were not calling themselves black, and they weren't Negroes, and in the 40s, they were calling them colored. To show you how advanced that Adam Clayton Powell was, think about this. I'm going to show you how cold he is. He let Malcolm X preach in his church. Most Christian preachers ain't let no Muslim preach in their church. Have the Nation of Islam ever can't preach in your church? He was so confident in himself. Come on, brother. Come on, my brother. Chester Lee, I see you. I see you, Jameson Morrow. I'm talking about Adam Clayton Powell. It's Adam Clayton Powell Day today. He passed away today. He passed on this day. And Martin Luther King, y'all gonna hear about that, but they ain't gonna tell you about this. Robert Half finna give it to you today. Let's see. The war on poverty was put to Congress by Adam Clayton Powell. The minimum wage bill that the people got now and won't raise, them swines up there, Mitch McConnell them won't raise, and everybody trying to get it raised except them. Alton Clayton Powell started it and said everybody got to get paid a living wage. It wouldn't. People can pay you what they want to until he stopped that. Did y'all know that? The aid to public education. Did you know that he started that? The impact, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Armand. Shelley Cole Davis, how you doing? But check this out. The impact he had on Black America and the impact he had on America, I think no one equals it. Y'all got to realize, and I got to share this with you. But let me give you one look. I'm gonna let you hear him. Then I'm gonna come back. I got to let you hear my dude. Where he at? I got to let you hear him.
I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. They had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. And the chief of police met me at the airport when I arrived, and they were there, right there at the steps. He said, "You were violating the law." "Yeah, we're violating the law." He said, "We're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby, being killed. We're going to protect this man while he's here." And they didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then someone's going to die, because we are ready to kill. Black power means black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, "Baby, don't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race." You see? Black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. Black power means dignity. It means we're going to walk side by side with you or through you. We're going to be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not going to accept any less than you have. That's black power.
I didn't know about him when I was a young man. But in my research, something that haunted me, Adam Clayton Powell. If you're just joining, I'm talking about Adam Clayton Powell, but if you hold on a minute, I got some news about Memphis basketball and PJ Haggerty and John Urey. Thank you again, John. This is John Urey. I'm gonna dedicate this Adam Clayton Powell show today, but I'm gonna dedicate it to John Urey. Thank you again, man. But in my research, ladies and gentlemen, something that haunted me. That's why I got so much passion about this right now. Because Adam Clayton Powell died on April the 4th. The day is April the 4th, 1972. They wrote an editorial that I really didn't like in the New York Times. They said, listen, they said on April the 4th, I'm reading the magazine, reading the newspaper, on April the 4th, 1968, a black leader named Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis. 4 years later to the day, April the 4th, 1972, a black leader named Adam Clayton Powell died in Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami. Y'all watch this. Listen to this. Stop everything and listen to this. One died and left a legacy. The other died and left nothing. I never resented something more in my life. For them to even suggest 2 days after his death that a man who changed lives as we know it now, for us and for other Americans that were poor, left no legacy. The Pell Grant that your ass went to college on, he the one that introduced that bill and got it passed. These clown-ass congressmen in these days and time, it's the Black Caucus got 56 of them in it, and they can't pass the George Floyd bill. They can't pass the what's the other guy? The John Lewis bill. And this one man was getting all this stuff done, and he didn't leave a legacy. They always try to play us against each other. Luke Jackson, Crystal, Troy. They don't want us to follow a model of protest and power. Even if they will accept the protest, you're not supposed to ever have power. Adam Clayton Powell preached power, economic power, political power, and did it. And never bowed down. He was defiant. One of the facts in Powell's life, he made a speech at Harvard University in, I think, 1963, where he was the first one to utter the term Black Power. And when they asked him about it, he said, we must seek audacious power. Not just power, audacious power. You got to understand, a lot of white people wanted to erase him from history. That's why today you ain't hearing about his death. You're hearing about Martin Luther King's death. But this man right here, they never wanted us, or nobody like us, to emulate him. That's why I'm going to tell it and tell it till I can't tell it no more. And what bothers me is that we let people do this to us. We let people pick our heroes. We let people pick our best players in summer basketball. We let people pick who be in a McDonald's All-American game. Some of them people y'all saying, hey, you think Jared Harris couldn't have won in that McDonald's game and had a good game? He could have been better than some of them dudes who was there. We got to quit Kirk Collins letting people pick our heroes and pick who gonna be the one. That's why I always tell y'all, don't tell me no player's good. Don't tell me no player's good. I'm going to the game. I'm going to tell you the best player. I don't want you picking and telling me who to go look. Because most of the time when y'all tell me to go watch somebody, I go in there with a whole different, I'm going in there with a critical eye. So it's best don't tell me who no good players are. One partner of mine, we was at a basketball game at the season opener. They was sitting all behind me, sitting out. They was asking, well, Robert, who I need to look at? I said, watch the game, and you tell me who the baddest dude on the floor. But let me get back. I always tie this stuff together, y'all. I always tie, because this basketball community, man, is sick, and it needs some healing. You got the media people beefing. Not just the summer coaches, not just the summer program. Now you got the media beefing. What the hell the media gonna beef? Y'all done went crazy. But let me go back. But let me give you a pattern to follow. Because guess what? People been lifting all these other heroes up to you. I'm going to give you somebody to be a hero of right here. Watch this. Watch this. People in New York should do for power what Atlanta did for Dr. King. Atlanta got it spread out. Now, Adam Clayton Powell got this building behind. Y'all got to realize I'm still wanting, every time I smack myself because I didn't go to this building soon enough. I was in New York every single year to see my son play. And hold up, and I didn't realize it. My hotel was walking distance from this place, and I never did. I never freaked the place. Because ain't nobody came on a show like this and told me about it. So when you go to New York, go find that place. Go find out who this man is. But let me keep on, because people trying to erase him from your history. Because Powell, in concrete, listen, this man in concrete terms did more than any of these other guys. To me, MLK, nothing against, I'm just giving it to you. I'm giving you the stuff that he did. Half of y'all wouldn't have been in college if he wouldn't have introduced the Pell Grant. They weren't trying to do that. But let me keep going. His birthday is November the 29th. Dwayne. And it's amazed me how there are people are able to reduce a man that I don't care who you name. He did more. And they have tried to erase him from history. And you think, God, I got this platform and I'm not going to tell y'all about it because all y'all want to do is hear about some damn basketball? That's our damn problem anyway. Let's pacify these Negroes with some basketball and sports. I don't want them to hear what Robert had about to say. That's how they get our mind off it. Y'all, I love sports too, but I'm going to read a book. But let me keep going. Like I said, they tried to erase his footsteps, but they couldn't. They messed around and let a dude like me get it. Let him go. Y'all, I didn't know about him but to all the people who just got on, I didn't know about this man until recently. I'm mad at every teacher, my brothers and sisters, everybody. The hell y'all ain't know about this dude, but he hid it from them too. But they tried to erase his footsteps so we wouldn't have nothing to follow. Michelle Hawkins, y'all, in Congress, he made poverty a priority. And who the people was in poverty? People that look like you, Kirk Collins. He made training a priority. Manpower training development. That's Adam Clayton Powell. He began training and educating a whole new generation of black people because they were just far removed from, just being subservient to other people. We are the product, multiplied generations of his training. He introduced minimum wage, a basement of what a person can make as a working class person, black or white. He ain't had nothing. It's black or white. That have benefited all of us. He aid to arts and public education. That's him. That benefited all of us. Powell changed society. And all I'm trying to do is let y'all know who he was. Because what government began, where government became more responsible for their citizens. This man, which is really antithetical to what the government is doing today. The government don't care about the citizens today. He made them accountable. It was Adam Powell that legislated government responsibility for the people. Listen, while he was chairman of the House Education and Labor Committee, y'all got to hear me. Chairman, a black dude, one of two in the whole Congress. And Congress Wait till I tell you about that Congress when he was coming up. Let me keep telling you. Y'all got together. It was Powell who legislated government responsibility to the people. While he was the chairman of the House Education and Labor Committee, he passed 60 bills in 5 years. These people these days can't get one damn bill. The George Floyd bill ain't signed yet. John Lewis bill ain't signed yet. Anti-lynching bill ain't signed yet. There was a letter given to him by the president, LBJ, saying that there was never been a more productive chairman of a committee in the history of Congress. Did y'all hear what I just said? Have you any president said that about any one of y'all congressmen around here? Especially these damn clowns we got. He was in Congress for 22 years, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm almost through. He never kept a phone at his home. You had to go to the house and give him a message. You know, they call the church and they have a messenger go down. Guess who was one of his little messengers when he was a little boy? Al Sharpton. One day they had the president on the phone. Al Sharpton went down there, knocked on the door. Mr. Powell, president on the phone for you. He said, tell him Big Daddy is resting. I'll get with him a little later. That's how he talk. Tell him Big Daddy. Y'all heard him a minute ago. Tell him Big Daddy. I got something else for you. Gonna blow y'all away. I got something else for you. Because he wait about 5 o'clock. You know, when he get up, get moving around, he come to the church, pick up the phone, call the president. Lyndon, baby, how may I help you? But that's how he is. Lyndon wanted something, but he had to give us something. How I would compare him to today's politicians. Y'all, it's political season. It's like comparing a light bulb to the sun. Let me explain. The sun operates on its own power. Lights up the world. Where a light bulb is cut on and off by others. Politicians today are cut on and off by others. They do not operate under their own energy. Y'all welcome to use that. That's tweetable right there. I just gave somebody something to tweet. They are not even in the same world as Adam Clayton Powell. I think it's a disservice to his memory to even mention them in the same breath as him. I think White America has succeeded in the generations behind him to erase him. I'm talking about Adam Clayton Powell, in case you just came on Googling. It is my generation and this generation that must redeem him. He knew that he served people and they would vote for him the way he wanted them to vote for him. They could never vote him out because the people loved him. Y'all, he knew, listen to me, the Congress was segregated. The Congress cafeteria was segregated. The black Congress, the two black Congress couldn't come in. Adam Clayton Powell said, oh, hell no. He came in and sat down and told the brother who was getting the food, he said, man, don't let him spit in my food. Don't let him put nothing in my food back there. And then he brought all his constituents and all his friends in. He said, tell him I can tell, it's a new sheriff in town. He never sought the approval of anyone but his people. Blacks should be leaders of their own organizations. Finance your own organizations. Must become producers and not consumers. Must be registered to vote. Demand a percentage of whatever our population is. If it's 20% of the city in the ship, demand that much. If 20% in the city, you should demand that much in public contracts. This what this man was about, man. I'm going to show you how it just wasn't, and he didn't stop there. Let me let y'all listen to some. Then I'm gonna get to my people. Let me see. Watch this. Bet you didn't know this. I didn't.
Here, there are very few Negroes employed in television drama and in movies, and I would like to do more, as I'm sure many other young Negro actors and actresses would like to do. But the job opportunities are très few.
You look at an actress like Diane Carroll, light-skinned, beautiful, and she still was not able to have the opportunities that her white counterparts had.
In 1962, Congressman Adam Clayton Powell convened hearings to address racial discrimination in the entertainment industries. And Diane Carroll was among the Black luminaries that testified. It's kind of hard for us to imagine now. They were not recorded, they were not televised. The white mainstream press barely wrote a word about it, even though the African-American press covered it extensively.
I am living proof of the horror of discrimination, because when you consider how little employment I have had in the field of television and Broadway, and yet being as well known as I am, I have been discriminated because of my color.
And I can go on. He even addressed that. His wife is Hazel Scott. They wouldn't let her. She was a classic train, one of the best piano players ever. That's the same lady who Alicia Keys gave the tribute to, playing two pianos back to back. No, I'm not sounding like no Claude Anderson. No, I'm sounding like Robert Hatter. Don't put me in nobody's box. No, I don't receive that. I don't receive that. I ain't sounding like nobody. I'm sounding like a man who saw something. Kurt, nothing against you. I'm not sounding like nobody today. But I remember Hazel Scott got turned down. She couldn't play in, I think it's called Constitution Hall. They could have, a black. No, it's not a compliment to me. It might be a compliment to you. It's not a compliment to me. I ain't sounding like nobody. Ain't no God made one me. He made one Claude Anderson. That's the point I'm trying to make, Kirk. I don't mean it. I know you don't know, but I ain't trying to sound like nobody. Let me finish. Let me finish this. His wife wanted to play in Constitution Hall. Adam Clayton Powell went and tried to get this bill passed. It got it passed later, where federal funds where we pay taxes to, federal places, can't be segregated. Him and his wife had problems at home because she told him, man, you're helping everybody except me. I need your help now, husband. And I can't even play in Constitution Hall because these white ladies won't let me play in there. They won't let me play in here. Then he got that bill changed. So don't ever let nobody ever tell you. So this day forward, on November the 29th, you celebrate this man's birthday. On April the 4th, just like you celebrate Martin Luther King, you celebrate Adam Clayton Powell. But today, I want to celebrate Kurt. I got you, Kurt. I just don't, that ain't me. I don't want to be like nobody else. I'm just not. No. Nothing against you. I know it meant a compliment, but it wasn't a compliment to me. I was thinking about something. We have a special guest finna come on the show very, very soon. Young man that I think y'all need to be right now texting, tagging, and telling y'all friends about to come on in a little bit because. But breaking news: Tulsa transfer guard PJ Haggard is committed to University of Memphis, a university that is near and dear to my heart. Penny Hardaway has happened to be one of my best friends, my first ever client. So you know how your first it is. Great, 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 great man. Had a great, great team last year, and something happened within the team that I haven't even talked to him about it because I need to talk to him face to face because I don't want to talk about it on the phone because I know it's something that happened. This team was too great of a team. I saw this team. That team beat about 8 or 9 people that was in, at least about 5 people that was in the Sweet 16 and beat them convincingly. And something happened with that team. I don't like to talk negative about players and these young men. Y'all know I don't, but boy, it's one of them I really want a couple of them I really want to talk about, but I just can't. But shout out to PJ Haggerty and thank you, John Uri. John Uri had influence with PJ Haggerty. PJ Haggerty played for him. PJ Haggerty also played with the TJ Ford All Stars. And the player, my guest who's coming on later, he was influenced by John Uri too. Let me tell y'all something. I know y'all get tired of his tweets. I get tired of his tweets. But let me tell you something about that man. Let me tell you about that man. He's the only person in Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, or any other part of Texas that I know that have influence over a player and the player wind up going to Memphis. None of these other people, none of these scouting service, none of these recruiting, none of them contribute like that. John Uri, I repeat, yes, it's personal to me because he could have said, no, let's go somewhere else. PJ Haggerty could have went anywhere in the world. Went to TCU first. They didn't appreciate the gift they had. He went to the right place, Tulsa, got a chance to. Now he gonna play for Memphis, and they gonna love him, and he gonna ball. But I'm thinking about Jared Harris. Jared Harris could have went anywhere. John Uri had, and y'all expect, like people talking about, why, man, I wish he'd go away. I don't wish he'd go away. I wish we can duplicate him. So then black coaches might get better jobs and black coaches might get raises. You know how Jimmy be talking about, I give him the information to coaches so they can get a raise. John Uri, listen, Jimmy said, y'all watch this now. Y'all love it when he said, I give coaches information so they can get a raise. John Uri gave Penny 2 players so he can get a raise. So guess what? That's it, John Uri. Are y'all hearing me? I don't care what y'all say about him. You ain't gonna influence me because of what he did. His actions. Friend is an action verb. You just can't, friend, you can't just be cool with me, be over. That's called action. Brian, that man could have sent them kids anywhere. But what he did, he used his power. What I said about Adam Clayton Powell, his audacious power to say, amen. John Uri been down there. He saw how that program is ran. Y'all, it's a great place if your son can play now. If your son can't play, don't send him there. I can't help you there. Y'all, I hope y'all following me. Because somebody sent me something today. He said, so many people, Robert, will justify evil just because it's done by someone they are a fan of. Boy, y'all wait till my guest get on. He'll be here in a minute. I told y'all should have shared this show. Y'all, I told y'all. I'm trying to see what else I got for y'all. Because I'm trying to wait on my guest to come. But just think about that, y'all. I remember somebody called me, man, I'm so sick of John Uri and all this tweeting and all. I'm just going to talk about it. He had power. Y'all problem, y'all don't use your power. Your parents scared. Robert, I don't want to pay all that money to get in the minute. But your son is one of the best people in this. You should be organized for the other parents. Hell, you look like paying $20 to get, $28 to get in some of this bull crap. Y'all got to be out y'all rabbit ass mind. And I ain't mad at the people. Y'all, all you people who charging it, charge they stupid behinds. But I want y'all to quit being so damn stupid, because if you don't pay it, their ass ain't gonna charge it. My son ain't playing. Get 3 or 4 of the baddest ones. Coach, my son ain't playing. Y'all got to pay for this. Instead of whining, it's too expensive. $28 a day to go and see your kid play one game. You allow it to happen? Y'all crazy. You're not using your audacious power, because they done kept guys like Adam Clayton Powell out of your memory. But Robert Hatton's going to put him in your memory. Because I didn't finish. I get the stuff I gave you. Y'all, do me a favor. The stuff I gave y'all earlier. Go find me somebody else, Dwayne Bowden, that done more than that. And I ain't trying to pit nobody against nobody. Just find me somebody else that done more than that man for us. Belinda, Chris, Herb Baker. But I'm telling y'all, nobody in Houston, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, has did what John Uri did to help a personal friend out. So I got to shout it out on him. See, what you can't say about me, I shout out all y'all's accomplishments. If anybody do something good, all I got to do is know. And I'm going to talk about y'all on this show. Craig. What's up, Kirk Dorsey? I'm going to talk about you. I've talked about his son on the show. I've talked about Sonya Billingsley, kin folks on the show. I done talked about everybody's family on this show. So if I want to talk about the things that John Uri has helped a guy that gave me a chance named Anthony Penny Hardaway, y'all got to be out y'all rabbit ass mind to think I would. Because ain't neither one of y'all helped me Penny get one damn player. And I told y'all years ago that y'all had the power. And I ain't just talking about Houston, I'm talking about around the country, to put all the black coaches in the Sweet 16. Y'all got Mike Boynton fired. Mike Boynton fired. I mean, because y'all ain't giving them the players. Y'all hearing me? We got the power. Thank you, John Uri. I can put up with your tweets because you're doing more than all these other dudes doing put together. together. Everybody, I got influence over this kid. If Memphis wanted him, if one of these black coaches wanted him, send him to him. I told y'all. Chris Walker told you. The George Floyd clemency thing is over. Look how many black coaches got fired this year. And ain't no splash black hires with the top universities. You follow me? See, I'm just doing all I'm to do. Every day, the more I be around this show, and I understand the importance of us having a platform like this. Ain't nobody got this live. Y'all listen to all them stupid ass podcasts, but y'all in real time can ask real questions. I got a real important young man that was about to come on here, and I want y'all to ask him some. When he come on, I'm gonna give you some ground rules. When he pop up on the screen, I'm gonna give you a couple of ground rules. It's one subject he can't talk about. He just popped up. It's one subject he can't talk about. See how on time he is? I didn't mean to bring you in like that, Doc. But it should put you in the green room, but it didn't do it. But ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of introducing a young man. Hey, let me tell you something. He probably don't even remember this. This Daniel Ewing, y'all. Let me get that out the way. Let me get him his little claps in. Then I can tell y'all. Go, Daniel, this what you get. Hold on. That's what you get. Oh, that ain't all you get now. Watch this. That's for you too. Because I don't know if I ever told you this, but you were instrumental in my son looked up to you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I never forget, y'all were over at Willow Ridge. I came over there with Alan Branch. You was in the gym. And he saw you. He said, Dad, he played for Duke. That day, I mean, he was, I don't know, I think you told him something about Duke or something like he did. What about Duke? We gonna say it on air, but you told him something. And one of his best friends, his teammate, Rashid Suleiman, wound up going to Duke. But y'all, the influence y'all have over these young kids, man. I never forget your high school teammate, TJ Ford, when he started working out with all the players over there at Kincaid. And he had two young high school players in there, Jeff Roberson and my son. And I never forget PJ, he let him play with him and everything. And he went over and told them, he said, look, you see them pros over there getting stretched and iced up and stuff? Whatever you see them do, you do. Get yourself iced up after the game. Get yourself stretched before the game. Get yourself this. And man, and sometimes I know y'all just go about y'all business, but man, y'all are affected. You affected my son. And I'm just, it's a pleasure to have you, man. I can go down the accolades and I get you, dude. I did not know you played for that many teams overseas. Daniel, your Rosetta Stone, boy, you is king of the Rosetta Stone, player. Hey,
you know what? I wish I would have been able to take more advantage of embracing being in the different places I was at. But I mean, you know it. It's just that's a whole different lifestyle, man. And it's people glorify the success that guys have playing overseas or the money that guys can make, and not realize how tough of a situation that is. Like every year, it's so much BS that goes on playing overseas and
just being an American player or just period.
Period, but also period. But also, on top of that, being an American player, but period. Like it's not just the American players are not the only ones that go through a lot of the stuff that that I'm talking about. It be
Is there anything you can talk about? Give us one thing that you said, man, because some of these kids gonna wind up over there.
Absolutely. I mean, and there's a lot of information out about overseas life and overseas. It's much different now than it was. I knew nothing about overseas teams. Period. When I first went, I knew nothing. Like nothing. Like it never even crossed my mind that the guys who don't make it in the NBA. Excuse, that's my printer.
That's all right.
The guys that don't make it in the NBA, what they do after they leave college. That never crossed my mind because my mindset was never like, I'm not going to make it. Right?
Right.
So
right.
When it came time for me to have to make a decision about, all right, man, look, this might not work in the NBA. The next option was, all right, man, the first team I heard about was like, what that team at? I ain't never heard of that. That ain't no NBA team. You know what I'm saying? But no, like just inconsistencies with money sometimes. You're under a contract, but some teams don't hold up to their end of the bargain as being professional or paying that money on time or paying that money at all.
Especially in Greece. I see you got a couple of Greece teams on here, right? Did you go to Greece at all?
I didn't play in Greece.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I didn't play in Greece.
Where's Beşiktaş? Beşiktaş. That's Turkey?
Turkey.
Okay. Keep going. Turkey kind of cool. Turkey kind of cool when I went over there.
Ain't no kind of cool to it. Turkey is dope.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Istanbul is a dope city, and I was in Istanbul.
Yeah.
So Istanbul was my favorite stop.
Okay.
Wish I could have played there a lot longer, but Istanbul was my favorite stop. It reminded me of American City.
Yes, absolutely.
I felt like, oh, I'm in. This is like Chicago, New York, like Houston. Like it reminded me of American City, how big it is, the amenities that they have, the great restaurants, and the different things they had. They had a Uber before Uber Eats was invented. They had a system like that. I'm not joking. They had a system like that in Turkey that saved my life.
Right.
I was able to order food, come straight to my apartment, and it was like whatever, McDonald's, Popeyes. Like this is the type of stuff they had over there. Krispy Kreme donuts. Like it was so I'm like, when I got there and saw these different restaurants that resonated with me and like made it feel more home. And on top of that, they had high-end restaurants that was really good. But like just the stuff like that, like little stuff like that goes a long way when you're in a foreign country, when you're living. Like a lot of people don't realize guys go overseas and they're living in these countries. We're not visiting. We're not tourists, right?
You got a work visa.
We are living. So we got to go get groceries you know what I'm saying? Like we got to learn the culture, how things work and where you shouldn't be and where you can be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're living here.
Right.
And so, that makes it a lot different. But just it's so much stuff that goes into it, man, that a lot of people wouldn't even think about.
You know what I was just thinking about? And I want the people out there to understand this man right here, Daniel, he won a state championship. Okay? Won a state championship. You got me? Did y'all hear that? So he was a champion in high school. Okay.
Twice.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Twice. Then he went to Duke. He was the first player from this area to ever go to Duke. Duke now, ACC. Then got drafted by the Clippers in the second round. I think 32. Was it 32? Can you hear me? 32 in second. So, and he still, ladies and gentlemen, he went overseas and played. I just see some people, they think this stuff is easy. This young man across from me ain't been but 4,000 of them ever in life. Guys that played in NBA. Almost 5,000 now, but 4,000. So that's it. And for him to come on and be able, so whatever your questions are, You got a wealth of knowledge on here. This, so you can't talk. You can talk about state championships. You can talk about going to Duke. You can talk. Oh, sorry, McDonald All American. I'm sorry, they just had a game here the other day. McDonald All American. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. You got too much stuff up here for me to read off. So, and I'm thinking about it. So you got this. So instead of just sitting up here saying, "Well, what they gonna ask questions, put them on the screen," because you ain't gonna get. And now he's a scout for the Lakers, but no Laker questions. All right. No Laker questions. Let's be respectful. No Laker questions. But he is a scout for the Lakers. So guess what? If your son was good enough this week, he was here watching the McDonald All-American game. But he lived here. But I mean, that was a great trip home. You didn't need no hotel that day. You didn't need no hotel for that one, dang. But no, man. You know what? Somebody told me. I saw somebody post today. They said, if youth sports ended today, a lot of adults involved wouldn't know how to function. What you think about that?
If you repeat it.
Hold on. He said, if youth sport, you going to your son's, I saw him. If youth sports ended today, a lot of adults involved wouldn't know how to function no more. Because a lot of these people live is caught up in that.
Yeah. Which is why I think youth sports is where it is now, which is not a good place. I think too many people have tried to make this a business, which it has become in some aspects. But the youth sports of it is not really a lucrative business, right? Now, yeah, you can make some money. You got an AAU team, or you do some training, that type of stuff. You can make a little bit of money, but it's not something you can really hang your hat on. And like, this is not going to be a career changing, career changing type of event. And then also, why are you doing it? Like, I think a lot of the genuine purity of what once was, why dads and uncles and older brothers got involved in youth sports, was because they saw the genuine talent and potential in younger kids, and just wanted to help them stay out the way, right? Man, get off these streets, get out. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be hanging around. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put you in a safer environment, teach you, help you grow, and foster that potential and talent that younger kids have, so that they can get the proper knowledge, right? And teaching of how to play the different sports that whatever it is that. But now it's just about basically, hey man, you see a kid with talent, and a lot of people gravitate to that, want to grab a team, put them on the team, whatever, bring them to the team, and there's not a lot of teaching involved, right? It's just, hey, roll out the ball and let's try to let the talented kids do what they do, and then when the kids get to a certain level, let's say high school or college, and then guys like myself and colleagues of mine, or people in the higher spaces, college coaches, they get a chance to see these kids who are supposed to be really good, right? And then they walk away, with a totally different outlook on the kid based on what they just saw, based on what they just witnessed, because a lot of these kids are talented. A lot of these kids do have skill, but they don't know how to play the game. They haven't been taught how to play the game of basketball. And I just had a conversation with a Major League Baseball player the other day. I won't say his name, but we shared very similar sentiments about youth sports and how that's guys coming up, the younger generations coming up now, getting into the professional ranks, how they don't know the game that they're playing. It's just they got talent. They don't know like how the game is played. Right? Their IQ is not where it needs to be. And so that was really interesting for me to hear that from a totally different sport that it's like that. Seems like it's like that across the board. But definitely youth sports now is definitely much different than it once was. there's really like youth sports there's really no youth sports.
Mm.
If you, there's no more YMCA leagues, there's no more little rec leagues that's like legitimate where kids can get their start and build confidence and learn how to play, the game. Uh, Everything now is once you feel like you can play and feel like you're good enough, everybody jumps into AAU basketball.
You know what? I want you to listen to something. And this got to me, and I done played it about 4-5 times on this show. But this got to me.
Jamal Moses is a good friend of mine.
Check
I had
this
him
out.
in Cleveland. And I congratulated him when he got the job, and he was like, Twan, I'm teaching them how to set a proper screen. Jamal Moses is a good friend of mine. I had him in Cleveland. And I congratulated him when he got the job, and he was like, Twan, I'm teaching them how to set a proper screen. And he's not talking about rookies. He's talking about guys that have been in the league for 2 or 3 years. And I'm just like, we learned that in college. Fundamentals and things of that nature. So
High school.
the game of basketball has changed. I mean, imagine us playing in today's game.
So when guys like Antoine say that, that's what you just said. They got talent.
Absolutely. Like I said, the game has changed, man. A lot of, and you can't, and it's not solely the kids.
Okay.
Kids fault.
Yeah.
You got to put a lot of responsibility on the individuals who are, say, they're coaches or trainers, whatever, handlers, people that's in the space now, right, are not doing a good enough job of, like I said, teaching these kids the game, right? Teaching them the game. And like I said, I mean, he's absolutely right what he's saying. A lot of guys get to this higher level, and if you were able to go behind closed doors and see practices and see these guys day to day, you know what I'm saying? Your jaw would drop based on the stuff. You're like, man, I can't believe this kid doesn't know how to do this, or this player doesn't know how to do that, or this player asked this question, right? Like you asked that question out loud. Like it's like, man, like I'm serious, man. Like, and so yeah, it's a different day and age. And like I said, a lot of these kids are very talented. A lot of kids are very skilled, and that's where this generation of basketball is at. They are probably more skilled than past generations, not better basketball players. Okay. So that's a big difference.
I got a couple of questions for you. They didn't got me stacked up here. So he said, would you ever consider coaching high school or college?
College, possibly. I won't rule that out. High school, no.
Why?
I wouldn't do high school. It's not worth it. Just to be honest, it's not worth it.
Elaborate. This is the Chop Shop. Tell me why you don't think it's worth. That's where the formative years are. You can reach them better then, right?
Nah, it's not worth. It's not worth it, man. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. Look, and I didn't spend too much time. And here's the thing. Why I'm reluctant to coach.
Okay,
honestly,
all right.
Like I won't rule it out, but
okay.
Why I'm reluctant to coach. I didn't spend 12 years of my life playing overseas.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
14 years altogether as a professional, but 12 of those years was overseas, right?
Okay.
Half of that time I was away from my family. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand the commitment. I understand first of all, I understand the commitment it would take for me to be a coach at any level. Good coach at that, right? That's more time spent away from my family. And nothing wrong, but pouring into someone else's child.
Right.
Not necessarily knowing that the results are going to be what I hoped them to be. Right.
I like that. I mean, I can respect that.
And so for me, I understand that, and I don't have the patience to, and that's a bigger part. That's a bigger part of it, bigger reason of it for me. I know I don't have the patience for the younger.
Okay, that's me.
For the younger kids, right?
That's me.
I don't have the patience for the younger kids. So the college level or higher would be
better fit for you, because you'll be away from your family over college too.
But I would be better away from my family. But at the same time, like I said.
But your pain tolerance or your tolerance for yeah, I see what you're saying. I got you.
The compensation for that would be a lot different.
Oh, okay. I got you then. Okay. I got it now. I got it
Yeah.
now. I got it now.
So yeah,
I
that
got
part.
another one for you. What's your best advice you would give this generation of basketball players?
Man, study the game, watch the game.
Okay.
Right, like I said, they do a lot of training. They
What
have
should they
talent.
look for, Daniel? Because people be telling these kids, but they sit there and watch the game. But what should they look for?
Um, I mean, if you watch it, man,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a better understanding of what's right and what's wrong, right? What's good basketball, what's not good basketball, what's a good shot, what's not a good shot, where you should be off, where you should be defensively off the ball, right? Where you should be offensively off the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have to like you got to know what you're looking for, and it just depends on the type of player that you're trying to be, right? Everybody's not going to be Kevin Durant. Everybody can't be Kyrie Irving, right?
Right.
But can you take certain things for from those individuals' games and kind of make it fit to how you play or how you want to play?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, most likely you're not going to be able to handle the basketball and dribble the ball like Kyrie Irving in your situation. He's a not you know what I'm saying? He's a one-on-one type
Yeah.
situation.
Right.
Kevin Durant is a one-on-one type situation, a 7'2" guard, right? That works on his stuff. Kyrie Irving works on his stuff, right? These like I'm just using it because when they watching they're watching highlights of the best.
Yeah, they
They're not
are.
watching, they're not dissecting an actual game of
Right.
how they got to how these highlights came about. The
Right.
highlights
Right.
don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's a setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a setup and there's a process of going through the game. These guys are manipulating certain stuff, and then boom, the highlight happens. Right?
Right. I like that. You know what I tell them? I tell them don't watch the ball. And one young man said, Mr. Hatter, you open my eyes up. I said, we already know where the ball is. Let's watch what's happening on the other side of the floor. Because the other side of the floor, the ball, they want you to look over there. I said, what's happening on the other side of the floor is going to influence this. You and people don't understand that Kyrie might have the ball on the other side of the floor, but it might be a pin down or seal or something on this other side of the floor that you setting this thing up for. And a lot of kids, and he said, oh, I didn't look at it like that. They always watch the ball.
That's exactly. But that's when I was saying playing off the ball.
Yeah.
Right, guarding off the ball. That's what I'm referring to, right? Because there is weak side action going on all the time,
right?
Whether it's intentional or whether it's just dummy, right? It's some weak side action going on,
right.
So yeah, a lot of kids, even if they're talented now, as you get older, the talent level gets better and better, right?
So you got to get smarter and smarter,
right? So now. You once were the man and had the ball all the time, right? Which was fitting for that level you was on. But as you go to higher levels, let's just say college. I get to college and all right, I'm still really good, but it's two guys that's older or a little bit better than I am.
Who were those guys? Who were the guys?
Well, for me, you got all right. So for me, I use my situation. I'm McDonald's All-American, 2-time state champion.
Mr. Basketball too. I forgot. Why they don't have that no more?
They don't have it. I think they do. They don't have that in here in Texas.
I ain't never heard nobody talk about it no more. But keep going.
It's never really like because Texas is not a basketball state. It's never really a big thing in Texas anyway.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You understand what I'm
saying? I got you.
In other states, that's a really big like when you miss the basketball, that's a big thing in other states.
In Tennessee, it's a big thing.
Never, right? Indiana, like it's a big it's a big thing in most other states, but here in Texas, it's never been a really big thing.
Okay.
So yeah, Mr. Basketball, right? I'm the best scorer on my high school team, who was ranked number 2 in the country for 2 straight years, right?
Okay.
So I go off to Duke, and I knew my teammates were slightly better than I am because they was a little bit older. They coming off a national championship. I knew that, but
they won the national championship right before you got there.
The year before I got there.
Okay. Oh,
right. So I'm going into that situation thinking that. Cool. I got a chance to leave high school and be a champion and go to college and go right into winning possibly another championship. You know what I'm saying? Like keeping the champion, right? Which is one of the main reasons why I went to the school I went to because Not
Right.
only did I want to go to the NBA, I wanted to win,
Right.
right? I
Okay.
wanted to win at a high level.
Okay.
So I sacrificed maybe going to another school where I could have played right away, been a starter, had the ball, like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
got touches like I did in high school to go, all right, man, let me continue because I was used to playing with good players. So going to Duke wasn't a threat for me playing with other good players because I had that in high school already. But because I knew my situation, I went there understanding that most likely I won't start, but I will play significant minutes, right? And how do I make that adjustment? Well, the adjustment for me came, well, you're gonna go sit in the corner while Jay Williams has the ball, while
That's right.
Mike Dunleavy Jr. has the ball, while Carlos Boozer is posting up, while Chris Duhon is running the point. You're gonna be in the corner waiting for a shot. Now, mind you, I was the guy that had the ball in my hand making plays for my teammates just a year ago. Now I'm the guy who has to wait for somebody to pass me the ball, right? And basically that pass becomes, all right, you got an open shot because they've created and draw the defense to kick it out. I'm the open guy because I'm the fourth, fifth best player on the team with those guys.
Oh, Dan, hold up, stop. Just pause right there. Daniel, I forgot you was there with all them pros.
Yeah.
I'm talking about NBA pros. I ain't talking about pros, NBA pros. But keep going. Oh my God, y'all listen to this story. Keep going, man. Don't
Yeah,
stop.
so for me, that transition came a lot earlier of understanding, all right, cool, you're not the man anymore right now in this situation. How can you still be effective and get on the court? For me, that I had to become a much better shooter. I always could shoot, but I wasn't a knockdown shooter in high school. I got to college. In order for me to get on the court, I had to become a knockdown shooter, which I became. I shot 45% from three my freshman year.
Mhm.
And then also, I always was a good defender, but I had to make sure I could defend, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that's how I played, which is where the game is at now. You talking about 3-and-D type situations. That's how I was able to get on the court and gain the confidence of my head coach and my teammates. We know D. We know he on the court. He got confidence. He can make plays if he needs to, but he can knock down the shots and he can defend. And that was my transition into college basketball. I go from being the leading scorer of a really good high school team, like you said, Mr. Basketball in my state, first team, all this, MVP, this, all this stuff, to having to be a significant role player with way limited touches and minutes than I'm used
Wow.
to, and having to
That
make that work.
that wasn't a pleasant situation, was it?
It wasn't, but like I said, I understood that was going to be my situation
Okay.
because I wasn't lying to myself. I knew how good Jay like I said, this
Yeah.
team just came off and they
Yeah.
returned like 8 guys came
And
back.
you chose to go there.
And I chose, like I said, because I chose to go there because I knew, all right, cool, I can take this sacrifice for a year, right?
But no, Danny, I think you thought you can bust them guys. Don't tell me. No, don't be trying to be modest right now.
And absolutely, like it's not like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I did, but
Yeah.
there's levels to everything.
Right.
And Jay Will is one of the best players I've ever, like, probably the most talented player I ever played with.
Yes.
Considering,
Yeah.
So, and like I said, and I had no issue with going in there and competing.
Okay.
Had no issue with that.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
prepared for that. Like
I
my
like
high
that.
school team was
You
loaded.
weren't ducking.
Wasn't ducking no smoke. Never, right?
And Daniel, you stayed there 4 years though.
Yeah, I was there 4 years.
So they couldn't have been treating you too bad because somebody came on the feed talking about he didn't like the way they treated you. They couldn't have been treating you. Are you just the kind of guy that, hey man, I came to Duke, I'm gonna get this education, and I'm still gonna go to the league?
Like I said, I always believed I was gonna get to the league.
Okay.
Now, did things go how I thought they would go? No.
Right.
But like that's just part of life. I had to adjust, and adapt and make the best of the situation as it was coming to me.
Right.
In today's day and age, yeah, you have different options now where if you don't like how stuff is going, you jump in the portal, right? You jump in the portal.
You want to talk about that? What do you think about the portal? I got more questions, but since you mentioned portal, what do you think about the portal? I love it.
Grant,
So what do you think about it?
I mean, I love the fact that kids have options, right? Because if your
Okay.
coach can just up and leave, then all right, I understand that. That's all right, cool. My thing
Okay.
is, a lot of kids are leaving for the wrong reasons.
What's the wrong reason?
Uh, money, right?
Money is wrong?
Absolutely, because I'm gonna tell you why. In certain situations, now
Yep.
if you're not pro talent, then yeah, go make all the money you can make.
Okay. I got you. Okay. I got you. Okay.
If
Uh-huh.
you're not a pro talent, right, or if you don't think
But they all think they pro talents.
right, but here's the thing: they really don't. It's a facade. Because if you really do, some of these guys won't leave the situations they're in.
Hmm.
Right? 95%
Hmm.
of the time, the
I
grass
see.
is not
I
on the
got
other side. All right. Everybody think the grass is green on the other side.
you. Okay.
Most of the time, it's not. So
Okay.
you go from a really good situation, right? Let's just
Mhm.
say you go from school A where it was a really good situation
Mhm.
and your time was coming. It's just that the 2 years you was there, it wasn't your time. The
Mhm.
third year, the floor was about to be yours. The ball was about to be yours. Everything was about to be mostly built around you. But because you didn't like the way the first 2 years really went, because you weren't patient, right? You decide, hey, all right, cool. This school B, is offering me a little bit more money, right? I'm gonna go take the money, but it's not the best basketball situation.
I
You
got
understand
you.
what I'm saying?
I got you. I like that. That's why I wanted you to explain that. I'm talking. I understand what
So,
you're saying.
right. So from a basketball standpoint, a lot of these kids are not making the best basketball situations when they
Gotcha.
transfer.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that. I got another one. He said, if you could go back, what's one thing you wish you would have done different in your career?
At what stage?
He just said in your whole career. Just
Uh,
just pick a stage out that stands out to you.
the one thing, and I don't have too many regrets,
Right.
honestly, about
No.
my career.
Right.
You
No, just
know,
something you wish you could have. You wish you
no,
had done
if
differently.
if I could go back and do it
Mm-hmm.
when I got released by the Clippers after my second year,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have took the deal to go overseas.
Gotcha.
I would have stayed
You
here and went
and
to training
grind.
camp. Yep, and went to training camp and and grinded it out and figured it out from there.
What was the basis of your decision then?
Money,
Oh, they offered it bread. So
yeah,
that's why you said the best basketball. Now I see where you're coming from now. Was
yeah,
that the best basketball decision?
it was money.
Uh-huh. They
And
must
not
have offered you. They must have said, man, forget that, man. Come on over here and get this bread.
they did.
Okay, okay,
No,
okay.
they did. No, it
Uh-huh.
was no, they did. It was a really great offer. And
Okay.
like I said, not knowing how stuff worked over there, the
Right.
information that's available now, I didn't have the information back then.
Right.
Uh, but I'm thinking that okay, cool, I'm good enough to go take this deal, make this money, and do what I need to do and get right back. Uh,
Oh,
not
that's
knowing,
right.
not
You was
knowing
in
that,
Russia. They paid pretty good at that Russia.
yeah, real
Yeah.
good,
Yeah. I
real good.
apologize. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot.
So if that's one thing I would if I
Okay.
could go back and do that again, I would bet on myself. Not that I didn't believe in myself, but I would double down and be like, man, look, no, I'm still right here. I got one foot in the door. I still think I'm that caliber of a player to go out here and make a NBA team. Being in training camp.
Somebody got another question. I don't understand it. I'm gonna try to. He says, "So, what do you think about college coaches being just like youth coaches, only looking at and evaluating kids the right way? In other words, not look. I guess college coaches are looking at kids. I don't understand what he's saying. Sean Pep, you said so. What do you think about college coaches being just like you coaches, only looking at and evaluating players the right way? In other words, not. I think he's saying not evaluating players the right way.
Uh, I mean, there are some of those situations, right? Some of these college coaches are not doing their best homework when they're evaluating these kids. And
They ain't got time with this portal though.
well, I got that. Like I said, I'm not against the portal, but I'm also like I also think the portal is messing up a lot because a lot of these coaches are going to grab older, experienced players, so to speak, but that don't mean that they're better players.
Okay.
You get
Okay.
them? You know what
You
I'm saying?
don't older experienced players ain't better.
Not if I can play and you can't play, but you older. Does that mean like
No, you're right. You're right.
right?
You're right.
You know
You're
what I'm
right.
saying?
You're right.
All right, so a lot of these coaches are getting caught up in that, like not wanting to deal with the high school student athlete anymore because they rather say, all right, the kid that's got 2 years already in college, he's more prepared, which is slightly true. But at the same time, if he's transferring to your program, he's not too much different than a high school student that's going to be coming to your program out of high school. They both don't know the system,
Okay. Okay.
right?
He came back, and this might pick it back on. He came back and said, "Let's talk about these coaches' evaluations on players getting it wrong," and then immediately they send the kids out the door. That's the same guy.
All right, so yeah, I mean, it's
This in college now that you say
no.
you'll be a college coach, so you might have to do some of this.
No, this is I mean, the business of it, man, it can get ugly. You understand? Like this still is a business, right?
Right.
So the business of it it can get ugly, and a lot of the times the kids are the ones on the short end of the stick.
Okay.
But like I said, at the same time, that's why a lot of these high school kids have to do their part, right, and do their due diligence on making sure they choose the right basketball situation for their future, right?
Think about the young belt. I know you probably done went to see him. Have you seen the young man, that Malik Mack that played at played Harvard? You seen him?
Harvard, no, I haven't seen them live.
Okay, so you hadn't seen him live. He left Harvard, going into the portal. The big guy from Yale, he left Yale, going. And the reason I'm setting this up because somebody asking a question, and then on Juju Schuster's team, USC, 3 girls transferred from Ivy League teams were starting on the team. They had a girl from Columbia, a girl from Penn, and a girl from Harvard. They left Harvard to go to play at USC. So his question was, what was your opinion? What's your opinion about NIL? And with an 18 to 21-year-old Daniel Ewing mindset, would you left Duke for higher money or NIL money? Because that's what them girls left for. Or would you have left Duke for?
All right, I'll answer the first part. I'll answer my part of it last.
Okay. Okay.
But so the girls, I'll speak on the girls because I kind of know firsthand about that situation. So the girls who were at the Ivy League schools that left there and went to USC, they had no choice because you can't be a fifth year. They don't do it. They don't do a fifth year.
So they were grad trained. So they must have got hurt and set out a year.
So they were going to be.
Okay.
They're going to be. So they had to leave there because you can't play in Ivy League.
You can't play in Ivy. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that.
So that's why they left.
But Malik Mack, no.
So here's the advantage of the portal, right?
Okay.
When you at a lower level or at a level that you had success at, and you think you're better than that level, right? Now that's the beauty of the portal. Now, well, okay, cool. Malik Mack might have thought he was better than having to go to Harvard to play basketball, right? And now I go to Harvard, I do well to prove that to the people who thought I wasn't good enough to go to.
Well, he didn't have to go to Harvard though.
I'm just saying
he could have went. He had other options.
But I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just hypothetically saying like.
Okay,
cool.
I got you.
That came down to like, man, this is the best option I got for academics and basketball. All right, cool.
Okay.
But maybe he thought he was better than, you know what I'm saying? Maybe
I got you.
Cool. He goes there and makes the most of that situation. So now the beauty of the portal for this situation is that, all right, now I went and proved that I can play well at the college level. Now I have the opportunity to move up. Right?
Okay.
Which is the beauty of it. Okay, cool. You've done your part. You've played well. You've proven and shown that you can be consistent, play at a high, playing at a high level anywhere is playing at a high level. Right? Now there's different levels. There's different levels to it, but like the kid played well all year in the Ivy League. And he caught the attention of Who
Yeah.
knows what coaches, and it'll be determined where he ends up. But that's the beauty of that side of the portal.
Okay.
Now, the side that I was talking about is the kids who are already at the Power Five schools, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who are not necessarily playing bad, but like they're playing pretty good, but they're not where they think they should be.
Oh, it's
And
something like that?
and yeah, and then the situation turns out, man, you just be patient. You've been playing with some really good teams and some really good players. Now your time is coming, but because they're not patient, they jump the gun and go transfer out for more money, and then end up in a worse basketball
Situation.
situation.
Huh. Like Eddie Lampkin just went from Colorado to Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, it's just fun. Huh?
But see, speaking on a guy like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not considered an NBA player.
Prospect. Okay.
Right? So cool. Like I said, for those type
Go
of guys,
get your bread.
if you can keep finessing and finding ways to get some NIL money, and,
Yeah.
and they can keep giving you eligibility,
Right.
go right ahead. Right?
I got
go right
you.
ahead.
I like that. Let me see what somebody said. What's your opinion on American talent versus European or global talent?
America has better talent. The European play better basketball.
When I said that, I'm gonna see what they're gonna say about you. When I said that, they got on me on here.
I mean, there's no more talented players than that's produced here and born here in America, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a few, but like America still hands down has the better talent across the world. But the European style of play is a better basketball watch and better basketball style. Because the game is different. They play it different. It's more team oriented, and it's taught fundamentally from the ground up. They're teaching the basic fundamental skills, which is why when you see the better players from the European guys come over here, 9 times out of 10 they are fundamentally sound, but with extreme talent. Right? Luka Doncic can dribble, pass, and shoot very well. Right? He can dribble, pass, and shoot very well. Right? Now, his size and then his natural talent puts him over the top. The Joker can dribble, pass, and shoot very well. Right? Now, his size and his talent puts him over the top. You understand what I'm saying? But they also have a fundamental base of being taught how to play basketball the right way, since they was young.
But why is their way so slow? They got this under control thing. So us American players need to slow down a little bit?
Yeah, we do. And not today. Like that's just their genetics, right?
Oh, okay. That they just can't go fast, no way.
That's that's just their genetics.
So
but yeah, I mean,
so how do you train an American player got all of these skills, but they have those talents?
Like I said, a lot of these kids now don't watch basketball.
Okay.
So you're not really learning how to play, right? You're just learning drills.
Okay. And cones, right? Going around the cones a lot.
And the cones don't move, but in the game, the defender moves. So now you don't know reads.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You don't
That's what I'm watching, Coach, a lot.
And you can't be instinctive. Because in a training session, everything you've been told what to do. Go right, 2 dribbles, crossover left, behind the back. Like you've been told. So if that's all you know, right, and you have no imagination of, all right, well, what if he take this away? Or what if the defender is not, you know what I'm saying? Like, then when the game time comes, you have no reaction to.
What were you watching when you was overseas? Were you watching was the developmental, them camps and all of that stuff? When you were overseas, did you see those young people, how they were being developed, the young people in the countries you were in?
Yeah, but I mean, you like talent like Luka and Jokic is not gonna be in every day. You're not gonna see that type of talent every day. But like, every team has a younger group, a younger team that's, and you see the younger team, it might be like the 15, 16-year-old kids, or it might be, and sometimes it'd be a lot younger kids. But they're in there developing those kids, and they're doing the fundamental stuff every day. They're
Every
doing
day.
every day that they're in there. They're starting off doing stuff fundamentally sound, shot fake,
So
one
why
hook
we
gut.
not doing that?
Like I said, because we've been able to a lot of it is the fact that we've been able to get by on talent for so long. Like I said, we're still the most talented.
Yeah.
America still has the most
Yeah.
talent,
Right.
right? I think the European style of play is a better basketball style of play, but America still has the most talent. It's just that now the game has become so globalized, right? That
Mm-hmm.
you have these European guys who have been looking up to making it to the NBA, playing in the NBA, and they've developed overseas, and now they come over here. The game is much tougher in Europe. It's
It's
much tougher. It's way harder to score in Europe than it is to score in the NBA.
it is.
Way
I know
harder.
they can knock your ball off the rim if you go in there with a weak.
All that. They can do all that. Mind you, it's no defense to 3 seconds. So you got 7-footers sitting in the paint waiting for you. Like, it's way harder to score in Europe, which is why.
So you got to be able to shoot over there.
Yeah, you do. You got to be able to shoot, and you got to be able to think.
Okay. Hey, Daniel, you're making this game so hard.
No, it's really simple, man. No, it's really simple.
No, I'm messing with you.
No, it's really simple. But yeah, you got to be able to shoot, and you got to be able to think. Which I think is like I said, our youth level and our grassroots here in America, we've taken the thinking part out of it for our kids.
Did you get a chance to watch PJ Haggerty play this year?
I did.
You know, he just committed to Memphis this morning. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't know it was going to be announced this morning, but yeah, I knew he was in the portal.
Yeah, he's in the portal. He's in Memphis along with Jared Harris, a high school player, still be one of the top players in the country. I mean, yeah, in the country to me. And both of them going to Memphis. And I dedicated this day to a guy that had influence over you, John Urich, because he had influence over those kids, and I appreciate him. I mean, them kids could have went to any university they want to, and he chose. He helped him make a choice. I hope. I know he had influence, and both of those young men. And people, always, come on the show. Man, you're it is, you're it is, you're it is, you're it is. I said, y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want about Uri. He all right with me. Because guess what? He done something that nobody in this community have done since I've been around. Since Penny been coaching. He done sent 2 players to me, and nobody else in Houston has. So guess what? I'm going to always, he going to have a special place in my heart. And then he happened to be a guy that you had a relationship with. You were young. You had a relationship with. Matter of fact, that day when I was over there at that gym, he was over there that day when you was over there. So, yeah. But I told, because people always say, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing this. I said, you ain't doing something better than all of y'all put together. He getting my guys. He getting my guy. He getting my guy a raise. If those guys go and perform, Penny gonna get a raise. So guess what? He all right with me. How about that?
That's why you got your Memphis stuff on today. Huh?
Oh yeah, I got my stuff on today. That ain't Duke. I know you kept looking. I wasn't wearing no Duke stuff. Hey, hey, we close. We close though. We blue and white.
Yeah, it's a different blue though. Duke blue, different blue.
Now, what was you about to say?
No, but that's another PJ Haggerty situation. Is another good example of taking advantage of the portal, right? Now, I'm pretty sure he had some other options, just as good, if not better. You know what I'm saying, to choose from. He chose to go do what's Memphis was best fit for him, but that's a kid out of high school, thought he was pretty good, goes to a big time conference on the team, and it doesn't work out for him, right? For whatever reasons, and he decides, hey man, I want to play. I want to have the opportunity to play. So I'm gonna transfer down to prove a little bit, so that I can get some minutes and show that I can be productive.
Right.
And he had a hell of a year.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like it wasn't talked about nationally enough and towards the end a little bit, but like he had a hell of a year in a good conference. Like the American Conference was really competitive this year.
Yes.
Right. And he had and he did it all year.
What Alfio made sure we knew how good PJ was doing. Alfio gave us a report every second. Daniel, I got sick of Alfio. I said, man, can you talk about any other player? If you know one thing I know about him. See, that's the problem. But then I understand him now because that's his situation. But dude, you don't talk about nobody other players. PJ Haggerty, player. Hold on. PJ Haggerty, freshman of the week. PJ Haggerty, another freshman of the week. I said, Alfio, oh my God, he's like them brunsexuals. The guys who love LeBron. LeBron, you ain't talking about LeBron today. I'm gonna click off the show. I said, man, he in 10th, 12th place. How the hell you gonna talk about a guy in 12th place? But shout out to Alfio. Shout out to John Urey. Those are guys. I mean, and let me tell you something, man. It's funny. It's fun. I would never thought PJ Haggerty would be playing in a Memphis uniform. Hey, so hey, I cheered for him when he was high school. I couldn't cheer for him in college because Tulsa was playing against Memphis. But now, guess what? I'm back.
He told Memphis up this year.
Yes, sir. Oh, see, you watch the game. Man, see that, man? I'm going to click you off the screen. Don't be doing Yeah, he told him. But he got a hit. But he took that L with him, though.
He did. Okay. He took the L.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, he took the L, but Memphis found out who he was.
Hey, what you said? You went to Duke because they was winning? Hey. Yep. No, I'm messing with you. But guess what? I love it's a great match, and I don't know. I hope this family know. I got the advantage of knowing the inside. I got the advantage of having the ear of the coach, an ear that nobody probably would have because I've been knowing Penny since he was younger than these guys. So it's if he want to go play and he wants to be Penny going, and believe you me, Penny done studied his game because he done played against him, and so he got a PJ Haggerty package already. All he got to do is do what he been doing. So I think it's a great fit, and I can't wait. Maybe some of y'all cheer for Memphis this year, because you got one dude. This Doug Jones. Do you know how much Doug loved Duke, man?
Man, what is there not to love about Duke?
Man, I don't like Duke like that.
You don't like winning.
Yes, I do.
You can't.
I just don't like, man. I don't like him. I don't like him like that. You know who I like? I'm gonna tell you who I like. I love Jay Will when he was playing. Let me see. Love Grant Hill because I thought we was gonna represent. Hold on, I thought we were gonna represent. Hold on. It's all personal, but that's it. And you, that's it.
See. I mean, the real reason why a lot of the black community, especially back in the 90s, maybe 90s, 80s, 90s, more so the 90s, that's when it was popular. The 90s, after they won back to back, the 90s and up into the 2000s, the black community really didn't really root for Duke back then because they thought that the guys like myself, right? And you know me, Hattie, you know where I'm from.
Yeah.
They thought guys like me, which most guys are not. They thought we were suburban guys.
Yeah.
We went to private schools, and our families had money. So that's what because they know Duke is a highly prestigious academic school. But that's not the case. Most guys that go to Duke come from moderate to low income.
Johnny Dawkins.
Right? Moderate to low
Sean Dockery.
Right. Like most guys. Even a lot of my white teammates, right?
Okay. Okay.
Most guys don't come from money, man.
Right.
You have your few examples because those guys' parents were former professional athletes and Grant Hill, Mike Dunleavy Jr. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A couple of walk-ons probably. They're like those situations, but most of the scholarship guys don't come from no money.
Guess who I used to like, and people get mad at me. I used to like Christian Laettner. Everybody be mad at me because I used to like him.
You like a guy that can hoop,
Yes.
right? But a lot of people look at Christian Laettner's NBA career and make that judgment about, everything. But Christian Laettner is probably one of the all-time greatest college basketball players.
I can't leave. We can't, it's 53, 153. I can't let you leave without telling me your favorite. What's your best or favorite John Urey story? Give me a good one. Give me a good one. You probably got 1,000 of them, but give me a good one.
All right, here's the one right here.
Uh-oh.
John Urey is my guy.
I
right?
know.
And I understand why people who don't understand Urey or don't like Urey, I understand why they don't, because they don't know Urey personally.
Right. Right.
And then Urey also could do things better, right? He could execute things better, but like everybody's human. But Urey's gonna be passionate about his guys and his team, so that's just Urey. He gonna go all out for his players. That's Urey. Some people not gonna like it, and then some people are gonna like it because it's their kid. But my best Urey story, it is my last year playing AAU.
Okay.
We're playing at the Big Time in Vegas, which was one of the biggest tournaments back then.
Yeah, I heard about it. Right.
So we're playing. Matter of fact, we're not even in the big gym.
What?
We're not in the big gym. We're not in the big gym. We're in the back gym that's connected to the big gym. But it's packed wall to wall.
Right? Even in your gym.
Even in my gym.
Okay.
My gym specifically is packed wall to wall.
Okay.
Mind you, this is my last year, so I'm getting ready to commit to a school. TJ, we got it. Coach K is in the front row.
What?
All the schools are there. But Coach K is there, and we're playing a team, and it's a situation. And Little Luke was on our team too.
Oh, right? Okay. Wait a minute. I thought he played for another team. I didn't know that. See, that's something new. But keep going.
Little Luke played with us our last year. Year, AAU, Luke was on it. So close game. I don't remember the team he was playing, but it's close game. And I think we get a turnover. Little Luke has the ball. It's like a 2-on-1 situation. And it was a big time play at the time. And Luke throws me the lob. Hit you with two hands. Nice dunk, right?
Yeah.
Momentum changer. And the ball happened when I dunked it. The ball happened to roll over to the sideline right to Urey, right? Now, mind you, the game is close. Like I said, the game is close.
Right.
Two teams going at it. Crucial moment. Urey takes the ball. No exaggeration. Urey gets the ball. And you know Urey, right?
Yeah.
Urey is going crazy over the play.
What did he say?
Urey takes the ball and walks it across the court to Coach K. And gives him the ball and goes on a rant about how good I am and why he should offer me the scholarship.
Wow.
True story.
That's the first time I heard that.
True story.
Hey, see there? Hey, y'all can say what you want about it. Hey, some of you other coaches better start doing tactics like that now. Don't think about that, Daniel. I know what Coach Case said. That's crazy. I don't know what he probably said about it.
Absolutely.
And look what happened.
But that's the type of guy Urey is.
I love that.
When he's investing and when he believes in you, Urey gonna do what he feels is best to try to get you what you need.
I like that, man. So Daniel, let me see how many minutes. We got 4 more minutes, right? Let me tell you something, man. This basketball community. Let me see. Somebody been texting me. They probably want me to ask you a question. Hold on. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. Now they talking about something else. Somebody's talking about because they don't. I got some Urey haters texting me. But I told y'all, ain't no Urey slander. It's John Urey day to day, right? This John Urey dedicated day. But Daniel. What we got today, man? In this summer basketball, I know you above it, yeah. But because you're in the NBA doing the thing on the NBA side, I like to know. and I know you talk about coaching, but me watching you over the years, you going to Duke, and I know people might not think, but them guys at Duke different because I've been. I know how Cornell changed the way my son think. He think different. You know what I'm saying? He think when he walk in the room, he command. So what about? I know you're learning the business, but I see you being a GM, assistant GM, president of basketball operations. I see that. I don't know if that's what you're thinking about, but I've been thinking about this for a while. Matter of fact, then when I saw you the other day, I said, when I was sitting there listening to you, I heard you listening. Me and you sit there talk. I don't know if you was noticing. Me and you were talking, and people were waiting in line, like waiting to talk to both of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? But me and you kept talking. I wanted to hear what you had to say and how you feel about it. I mean, so I think it's some big things. You dabble in. Hold up, watch this. You done dabble in the broadcasting business. Uh, you learning the whole business of this thing, man. And would that be in the horizon if somebody from one of these teams said, "I want Daniel, come and help me with my program"? Would you think about being assistant GM or assistant basketball operation? Would you think about that?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Right now, that's the ultimate goal right now of why I'm in this
Okay.
space.
Okay.
Hopefully, one day to have the opportunity uh, to have that chance to to at least interview for those positions and get the
Mhm.
chance to uh, be considered that level of a basketball mind. Uh,
Hmm.
to be in one of those positions.
And the reason I was thinking about the young man who trying to see, he just got hired, Peterson. He was in Atlanta. He was the I'm gonna put his name in my thing. It's gonna pop up. What I was thinking about you when he got the job. Uh, Young man, he was the intern at Atlanta. Oh, I got it. I got it now to pop to me. He was an intern at Atlanta.
Hmm.
Got to know the higher ups, what you call them, in Atlanta. He was working in all the tickets. He was working in everything. He was sending tickets up over the tickets. And the guy at Atlanta, now he was a minority partner in Atlanta. Now he's a real partner with the team that bought Michael Jordan's team, Charlotte Hornets, right? And
Hmm.
now he young. I think he 36, 30, might be 38 at the least. And now he is the president of basketball operations down there. And I saw him and I heard him talk, and I was thinking about you. It was just about a month ago when he got released. So yes, but guess what? The higher up, that owner said, "Man, that young dude back there, I liked him. I'm bringing him. That's who gonna run the Outback." You follow me? You follow me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
just to piggyback on that, I mean, and it's
Hmm.
in this space, and you know this as well. You've been around for a
Yeah.
while. In
Uh-huh.
this space, it's about relationships.
Yes.
Now, obviously, you have to do your job and be professional and be a good character, have good integrity. But
Hmm.
uh, relationships you build, the network you build, is kind of like how high your ceiling can be. So
Hmm.
yeah, I learned that pretty going through my transition. I learned that pretty fast. It's not so much about what you did or who you are, and that helps. But a lot of it is just solely on who do you know and how do they feel about
Hmm.
you. So so that so it's like I said, this is the real business side of it. You don't really longer consider the talent because I'm a former player. I'm not a current player. So it's about your network and who you know, and what I'm saying, and that takes you a long way in on this side of it.
Yes. 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 That's all. But I was thinking about him, and a matter of fact, next week I'm gonna talk about the kid because I had him in my notes and I couldn't find him. But I was thinking about him and I thought about you. This has been about a month ago. But man, I appreciate you. I can't wait to see the things that we got in store for you. Keep doing what you're doing. And man, I just thank you for giving us an hour of your time. And if anything you want to say to the young kids out there, the young men out there, because you've been in every step that they could probably be in. You just give them, before we get off, just give them something that you want to get out next generation.
I would just say it's really work on your game. And I know, not saying that these kids do a lot of training, but really work on your game, study the game, and appreciate the game for what it is now and what is given to you, because it's not promised that the good of everything is going to continue. So appreciate what you have now, and try to cherish it as much as you can. But also, like I said, man, for those who feel like they're really good and have an opportunity to really do something special and go on to the higher levels of basketball, study this game, man. Study. Watch guys who've come before you, who you think you kind of play similar to, or who you would like to pattern your game after. Like, study those guys' habits and tendencies. Study, and I think that'll go a long way for this generation of players.
That's awesome, baby. And that young man is named Jeff Peterson. I'm young. Let me see. Yeah, it was amazing. I was telling you, that's why I was thinking about you. His name Jeff Peterson. He's now the GM. Matter of fact, yeah, head of their basketball operations. 38-year-old young man, 36-year-old young man, and proud of him. I can't wait to see what's in future for you. But y'all, we got to get out of here. Thank you again. Let me find my get off the show button, and now we can hit it. But thank you so much, man. We'll get together when you get back. We're gonna go do lunch. Okay?
For sure, man.
All right,
anytime.
baby. All right, we out. Okay, bye, man. All right.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live.